Fantastic Four, Mr. Fantastic, Ben Grimm, The Thing, Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman, Johnny Storm, the Human Torch. These are the Hasbro Marvel Legend 2020 release of this historic comic book team. Quite possibly the greatest toy representations of the world's greatest comic book team. First published in '61, the Fantastic Four was the first superhero comic book from Marvel Comics, created in response to National Comics Justice League of America. That was a hot-selling comic book at the time. Marvel Comics creators Stan Lee and Jack Kirby decided to create a new hero team that broke many of the established superhero normalities. First, characters did not have secret identities. Second, characters did not wear costumes. But this changed in issue number 3. Third, characters did not always agree and argued often. This proved to be very popular, and soon Marvel's new approach to comic books became a real change in superhero comics. But that's enough about the Fantastic Four comics. Let's now look at the Fantastic Four on television. In 1967, Hanna-Barbera produced the Fantastic Four, a half-an-hour cartoon that followed the comic book stories with some accuracy. Unfortunately, this series only lasted for 1 season. With the comic book series still being a big seller, in 1978, another attempt at a half-an-hour series happened with the same results. But The Thing did carry over to a short-lived team-up with the Flintstones. Weird. But in 1994, again, the Fantastic Four was given a half-an-hour cartoon, part of the Marvel Action Hour. This show lasted for 2 seasons. The first season of the Fantastic Four cartoon was really pretty bad, made for small kids, and although staying pretty true to the comic book source material, it was not a great watch for adult fans. But the second season improved the animation and stories, even crossing over into other Marvel animated series. Unfortunately, just as things were looking up for the animated Fantastic Four, the show was canceled, the last show airing February 24th, 1996. But in support of the Fantastic Four animated TV show, Toy Biz produced 4 waves of Fantastic Four action figures, 3 vehicles, 6 large-size figures, and 4 sets of mini metal figures. These weren't the first Fantastic Four figures produced. Mego made some in 1976. And Toy Biz did some in 1992. But these may be the best series of vintage toys that were ever made for the Fantastic Four. In this video, we'll look at series number 1, and then we'll follow that up with a look at series number 2. Surprisingly, the Invisible Woman and the Human Torch are absent from the initial offering, but we'll get to that in a minute. Let's start with Reed Richards' Mr. Fantastic. Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards. His superpowers include superintelligence, mechanical genius, and after cosmic ray bombardment, super stretching ability. Mr. Fantastic first appeared in Fantastic Four #1, November of 1961. In this packaging, he contains a suit that first appeared in a 1994 issue. The figure has super stretchy arms. Here's a good overall look at this figure on his card. Now, let's get a look at Ben Grimm, The Thing. The Thing's abilities are, he's athletically gifted, a former test pilot, and after cosmic ray bombardment, super tough rock skin, and super strength. The Thing is the only member of the Fantastic Four that cannot hide his powers, as he is always in his rock form. This has been a subplot of him wanting to become human since the beginning of the comic book. Let's get a good overall look at the Thing on his card. Next up is the Mole Man. Mole Man, outcast of society due to his physical imperfection, fell into the center of the earth and took control of the monsters that lived there. Due to a lack of light, Mole Man has developed a radar sense similar to Daredevil. Mole Man first appeared in Fantastic Four #1. Let's get a good overall look at Mole Man on his card. The next figure we'll look at is Black Bolt. Black Bolt is the leader of the Inhumans. He has super strength and flight ability. He is always silent, and any noise, even a whisper from his mouth, causes a destructive sound burst. Black Bolt first appeared in Fantastic Four number 45. Let's get a good overall look at Black Bolt on his card. Next up is Terrax. Terrax, Herald of Galactus. Terrax was a despot leader of a planet. He was chosen to be Galactus' new herald due to his ruthlessness. Terrax has mastery over all physical terrain and is often seen floating on a rock. His axe has a powerful energy burst that cleaves anything it touches. Let's get a good overall look at Terrax on his card. Next up is the Silver Surfer. Silver Surfer, the Herald of Galactus. Silver Surfer was a former scientist who volunteered in service to Galactus in exchange for his planet to be spared. As the first Herald of Galactus, or someone to find Galactus planets to consume, he brought Galactus to Earth and was convinced by the Fantastic Four that his actions were wrong and to aid them in repelling Galactus from Earth. Silver Surfer first appeared in Fantastic Four number 48. Let's get a good overall look at the Silver Surfer on his card. The last figure we'll look at in Series 1 is Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom, scientist and absolute ruler of Latveria. His face hideously scarred in an accident combining science and magic. Dr. Doom, or Victor Von Doom, was a former classmate of Reed Richards and Ben Grimm. Now wearing a suit of powerful armor, he has the ability to fly with a back jetpack. He can fire energy blasts from his fingertips. Dr. Doom's goal is world domination, plain and simple. Dr. Doom first appeared in Fantastic Four number 5. Let's get a good overall look at Dr. Doom on his card. So that was Series 1. Let's move on to Series 2. Here's a look at Series 2 figures. They include Gorgon, Dragon Man, the Human Torch, Thanos, the Invisible Woman, Firelord, and Blastar. Let's first look at the Human Torch version 1 and version 2. Johnny Storm, the Human Torch. He's the younger brother of Sue Storm, girlfriend of Reed Richards. After bombardment by cosmic rays in a space exploration accident, Johnny received the power to ignite his body without any harm to himself. He has the power of flight and can project bursts of flame from his person. He can absorb heat and can produce a Nova Blast that is quite powerful. Human Torch first appeared in Fantastic Four number 1. Here's a look at the card back of the first version of the Human Torch, and we can see he has a glow-in-the-dark flame effect. The second version of the Human Torch has the flame-on sparking action. The first version of the Human Torch came on a Series 1 card back. The second version came on a Series 2 card back. The Series 1 glow-in-the-dark Human Torch is actually just a repainted Silver Surfer. Here's a closer look at the Series 1 Human Torch. And here's a look at the Series 2 Human Torch with flaming action. Let's get a good overall look at the Human Torch on his card. The next figure we'll look at is Dragon Man. Dragon Man, a synthetic android created by Diablo. Dragon Man has super strength and flight ability. He also has fire breath, just like the mythical dragon he's named after. Dragon Man first appeared in Fantastic Four number 35. Let's get a good overall look at Dragon Man on his card. The next figure we'll look at is Firelord, Herald of Galactus. Firelord replaced the Silver Surfer as Galactus' herald. Firelord, like the Human Torch, has the power over flame. But unlike the Human Torch, he requires no oxygen to create his flame. He is endowed with the power cosmic and a very powerful alien. Firelord first appeared in Thor number 255. Let's get a good overall look at Firelord on his card. The next figure we'll look at is Blastar. Blastar is a creature from the Negative Zone, a universe of antimatter. After escaping the Negative Zone, he attacked the Fantastic Four and attempted to conquer the Earth. Blastar has super strength, super endurance, flight and can produce concussive blasts projected from his hands. Blastar first appeared in Fantastic Four number 62. Let's get a good overall look at Blastar on his card. The next figure we'll look at is Gorgon, member of the Inhumans royal family. While searching for the amnesiac Inhuman Medusa, Gorgon encountered the Fantastic Four. Gorgon has superhuman strength and the ability to create shockwaves with his stomp. Let's get a good overall look at Gorgon on his card. The next figure we'll look at is the Invisible Woman, version 1 and version 2. Susan Storm, the Invisible Woman. Bombarded by cosmic rays on a space mission, the Invisible Woman can become transparent or make other objects transparent and can create force fields to either defend or attack. There were two different versions of the Invisible Woman created by Toy Biz. The first version is a repainted Spider-Woman from the Iron Man toy line, and the second version is a transparent Invisible Woman. The Invisible Woman first appeared in Fantastic Four number 1. Here's a look at the card back of the version 1 Invisible Woman and shows that her action feature was an invisible force shield. And here's a look at the card back for the version 2 Invisible Woman. We can see that she still has the invisible force shield, but shows off the Series 2 assortment of the characters. Let's get a closer look at the Invisible Woman version 1 on her card. And here's a look at the version 2 Invisible Woman on her card. The final figure we'll look at today is Thanos. Thanos is one of the Titans of the Eternals. His augmented strength and superior scientific knowledge further his purpose to win the love of Mistress Death. Thanos first appeared in Iron Man number 55. Let's get a good overall look at Thanos on his card. The first and second series of the Toy Biz Fantastic Four figures give us some core characters, a few important villains, and flesh out the line with some interesting second-tier characters. What is really important to remember that outside of Marvel comic fans, this was the first appearance in toy form of some of these characters, namely Thanos, Firelord, Dragon Man, Bullman, and Blastar. For me in 1994, I was very happy to get these figures into my collection, as I am a huge Fantastic Four fan. Well, there's lots more of these Toy Biz figures to look at, but I guess we'll have to wait until my next video. Until then, I would like to thank you for watching my video. Please like, share, and subscribe to catch my latest uploads. And until next time, just call for 4, Fantastic Four. This is a public service announcement from Batman. Hello, friends and collectors. This is Batman here. I just wanted to remind you all to properly cook your bats before you put them into your Batwing soup.